Supernatural Spirit Magic School, Scene 3.
So next we have an Enochian orb. This is configured. This is configured to be put in our triangle of art. There we are. There's our orb. And it is a Klein, well, a one-way Klein bottle, which means crystals link you to the fifth dimension, as we explained in the boring videos. So one can think of our orb as having a trap door. The triangle of art constrains the spirit into the fourth dimension. Why? Because it's the fourth term of the Fibonacci series from the boring videos 1, 1, 2, 3. So the spirit, let's have the spirit in red, is put in the triangle, put in the fourth dimension, whoops, which is, there we are, there, and the trap door then shuts, trapping the spirit in our orb. Now, we got the top on.
And he's got it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Once we have the spirit or entity or archetype in our orb, we then want to get the orb to be able to macerate it. I like using big words. Macerate. So the energy is released and is available for the magician. So one can think of this as a psychotronic generator, a psychic battery. Psychotronic generator is the correct word, explained in the boring videos, which collects our energy. Now, how do we macerate a supernatural spirit? Well, we get that from the great Lord Lucifer, who puts souls, entities, into hell. So if we can gain the power of Lucifer to hellize the spirits we call up, or the powers, macerate them, they then get their energy taken out, and since they're stuck in there for all eternity in our little orb, which is a one-way gate to our omega hell, we get maximum yield because they're stuck in there forever, being eternally macerated. Maceration, think of it like a cosmic meat grinder, making cosmic sausages for our vampire dog who loves sausages, don't you? Don't you love sausages? I think you'd be better as a Korean sausage myself, but these people like
Those
dogs.
Rothschild brains, don't you?
Now, how do we get our Klein bottle? That's how you sell it. Yeah. Comes from mathematics. 5D Klein bottle sphere. And why is it a sphere? Well, it's to link up with the source. It's got a two-dimensional surface, and from the Fibonacci series the second term's 1, so we're linking up with the female principle, which is the second one that points outwards from the boring video. Hence, of course, the archetypal sphere for our magic kit would be blue for Binar, going back to the A weight book. There we are, blue for Binar.
Come around this side. Easier.
Too much onanism, you're coming all the time. Blue for Binar, hence the archetypal orb The ones we sell you won't be blue. Won't be blue if you want, but this is the archetypal one. Think of it as the one up the top, and all the other orbs we sell you are part of it. And of course, the High Priestess of the Illuminati runs that left side of the pillar, so of course we want her soul embedded in here. That's why I bought the soul of Katy Perry off Lucifer, who I made into the new High Queen after the old one, Madonna, was cast down by yours truly from the stage at the Brit Awards, and hence of course that's why I have, for magic, remember we're using magic, there we go, whoops, there we are, flashing again, there we are. The Katy Perry t-shirt, oops, there we are.
Yeah. See it.
It says at the top, bow down witches, even uber feminist biatches. You're always saying bitches.
Biatches.
Biatches, yeah, because it'll be nice. And it's blue, of course. So as you can see, what you wear can be used for magic. And since she sold her soul to the great Lord Lucifer and eternal damnation, perfect as the maceration machine. And souls are in the south, -1, so hence our triangle of art, which uses the sphere to collect them, is in the south to optimize maceration, the cosmic meat grinder. Now when we do our ritual, we simply call up the spirit in the triangle of art. We can tune it depending on what we want to do. Hell space, which is deletion, addition. North to do physical stuff, that's real world stuff, which I like doing, which is black magic, the realm of black magic in terms of the occult. And the south, which is the realm of the astral and man. So if you want to do astral projection, you can actually have your triangle of art to call up the archetype of astral entities to improve your astral projection. And then we call up the spirit, then we stick the orb into the triangle of art. Now of course, to do that, we don't want to step outside our circle, so we can have your little wand which you get with the kit, or a bigger wand which you can get at the seminars for extra cost, and you simply have the orb in your hand and you can roll it, simply the triangle of art, roll it. Remember there are 3 tumblestones. You can simply roll it into the circle. So it's like in Ghostbusters, remember the thing that collected these spirits? The ghost busting collection container? Tra-la. And this one contains Katy Perry's soul, which I bought off the great Lord Lucifer. So as you can see, it has to be blue for Bina and is perfect for such usage. If you don't believe she sold her soul to the devil, go on YouTube where she actually says it for real. Now, she sold her soul to the devil. We don't want the darling Katy burning in hell. We want her as one of the Psi Lord's minions, working for the Psi Lord's group of people. So as you can see, even the great Lord Lucifer has to bow down before the Psi Lord, because remember, the whole modus operandi of the Psi Lord is to become the living embodiment of the source being the zero, where everything is in balance. So instead of trying to do good things for the world or bad things all the time, the source balances them out to get 100% reality. So the source isn't about bringing love and light to everybody or Old Testament hell and damnation. It's about producing the Omega Point timeline, 100% reality, which leads to the Omega Point where humans evolve to become ascended masters. Ta-da! And the eye, of course, in Kabbalah is Hey, female. So the whole point of having an orb is to allow you to rise from Zelator, collect your energy. So we do all these rituals again and again, collecting the energy in the orb, collecting the energy in the orb from a whole multitude of spirits, undead, planetary entities. You can call up in the Triangle of Art a whole host of dead magicians. Put them in there. You can call up people. They're archetypes of people. And take energy from them. Be it Bill Gates or Zuckerberg. Stick them in there. Collect the energy. And you're collecting more and more energy. The 72 Goetic demons. Collect them. Get their energy. Macerate them. And you're using the power of the 72 Goetic demons that are vital, according to Abramelin the Mage, for the Abramelin ritual, which is rising your energy up the 16 chakras, which we talked about from Colin's work. So the Abramelin rituals, all about ascending the 16 chakras to reach your holy guardian angel and become an ascended master, basically have the sublime God version of you walk into you, like possession, but instead of being possessed by a demon, you're possessed by your holy guardian angel. And of course, to do that, in magic, there's only one rule in magic, which is it's not a knowledge-based science. It is a power-based science. So you need huge amounts of energy to ascend. So a Zelator has very little energy, an Adeptus Major, or if you're using Crowley's leveling, Adeptus Exemptus, has massive amounts of power. But to get across to become an ascended master like yours truly and be worshipped, because I'm such a nice guy, you need to beat Corazon, the chaos entity, which you can look up on psychicwarfare.com, which ends civilizations. And you look around the universe, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of alien civilizations have been wiped out by the chaos entity, which possesses the population via magicians who get it wrong, like Crowley. So when Crowley got possessed by Corazon, the chaos entity could then move into the world via Crowley and Neuberg and Kenneth Grant and infect the human population, causing the madness in Theresa May, the madness in the Democrats and the Republicans, the madness in France, the madness which has spread across the Western Empire and has got worse and worse with time. So Corazon could step across into a walk-in and then start infecting, because remember, Crowley was top of the tree of the Illuminati and founded the OTO with his trainee, Kenneth Grant. And all of the Freemasons go up to the higher levels. At the top we've got the 33 Illuminati levels. All of them have been uplining to possessed Crowley, possessed Kenneth Grant, so they've all become possessed by the chaos entity and have all gone doolally. Hence, of course, if you look across the West, it's gone barking mad, completely and utterly barking mad. Now, as the Crown 007, you only really come into your power when the country's fucked. So when Dr. D the other 007, the original, nothing to do with Daniel Craig, came into being. He used Enochian magic with Kelly as the psychic to turn England, which was the poorest country in Europe and was going to be invaded by the fetid Spanish, used earth energy to sink the Spanish Armada and allowed Elizabeth I England to become the richest country in Europe. So with Elizabeth II, just by chance, she's got an 007 who's up to the job, because remember Colin Bloy was the previous 007 who used the magical power to destroy the accursed USSR and the accursed unions, which were the enemy of MI5, etc. Now we can use the energy to raise England again to become the richest country in Europe. I don't think that's going to be by being in the European Union myself, but we'll have to see. And we can use the power to save the environment, stop global warming, and of course sanitize the mad elite in the West who've all been possessed by the Corazon entity, which of course we can stick in our 5D Klein bottle psychotronic crystal psychotronic generator. So as you can see, strangely enough, we're trying to save the world. I know I laugh at people try to save the world, but we've got we've got you got to laugh. Angelic Annie, who's determined to save the world. And
Exactly.
Since I don't like saving the world, I'm not going to be doing the workshops. So if you want to come to a workshop, it'll either be Celestial Paladin or St. Nicholas with Angelic Annie, because I'm simply not doing them. But they, of course, being dedicated white magicians, will use this to show you how to get the power to move up. So this is your power source. You do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rituals, grabbing the power from whatever you stick in the triangle of art, getting more and more powerful, moving up. So as you see, the lazy bastards who do very few rituals don't move up. The ones who do it again and again on different entities, or Crowley's entity that manipulated him. I think it was is it Gap or something like that. You can look it up. You can call it up, macerate it, and power yourself. Or you can call up Crowley, stick him in the triangle of art, and get all the rituals that Crowley ever did in his lifetime, all in your orb. The same with Dr. D, Kenneth Grant. We've got a whole list of magicians which we'll give you, and you can go through, call up every single one, every single ritual they did becomes yours, and all the entities they called up, all dragged in to be macerated to power you. Good magic. Now, of course, we've got the power. Unfortunately, we're not selling the Katy Perry orb because she's mine. She's my precious, so she's here. And she be the damned ram's horn couple when she marries Bloom. So as you can see, she's an intrinsic part of the 007 ritual. When you've got the orb in the triangle of art, you can then roll it back with the wand. You're still in the circle, and you're not going outside the circle, so your triangle of art's only a few inches outside, and you roll it back into the circle. That way you know whatever you've called up is gone and away. Then you use the wand to use the magic. So I'll explain to you in a minute how to use the wand to use the magic. Anyway, back to the book, just to piss off the NSA trolls who say he's making it up. We're just using medieval grimoire stuff, you NSA. This is just history. We know NSA have no idea what history is. Simply make up QAnon and all the other things that are made up for MK Ultra mind control. But never mind. Continuing. If you would have any promise confirmed upon oath, stretch the sword out of the circle and swear the spirit by laying his hand upon the sword, then having obtained of the spirit that which you desire, or being otherwise contented, license him to depart with courteous words, giving command unto him that he do not hurt. If he will not depart, compel him by powerful conjurations, and if need require, expel him by exorcism and by making contrary fumigations. When he is departed, go not out of the circle, but stay making prayer for your defence and conservation, and giving thanks unto God and the good angels. All these things being orderly performed, you may depart. But if your hopes are frustrated and no spirit will appear, yet for this do not despair, but leaving the circle return again at other times, doing as before. And if you shall judge that you have erred in anything, then you shall amend by adding or diminishing, for the constancy of reiteration does often increase your authority and power, and strike a terror into the spirits, humbling them to obedience. This way you just got your triangle of arc with crystals that forces them in, because the negative torsion field sucks them in, that negative vortex. So you don't need to only call them up once and stick them in the orb, the orb then you can carry with you as your power source, or leave at home protected, or like me have an outside orb and an inside orb. An outside orb is for carrying around, and an inside orb is the ultimate sort of ultimate powering, the ultimate orb, the one orb to rule them all. Hence some make a gate in the circle whereby they go in and out, which they open and shut as they please, and fortify it with holy names and pentacles. This also we are to take notice of, that when no spirits will appear, but the master being wearied has determined to cease and give over, let him not therefore depart without licensing the spirits, for they that do neglect this are very greatly in danger. So that's another reason why you have the orb, because without the orb you call up a spirit. It's in the triangle, and then when you finish, it's still in the triangle and possesses you when you come out the circle. That's bad news. So you must have a orb if you're not going to yourself. Pardon my language. Anyway, continuing. For they that do neglect this are very greatly in danger, except they are fortified with some sublime defence. Hence, I've got my sublime defence, which is pentagram t-shirt, and of course the crystals which come with the kit, which we will discuss. There we are. Let's carry on. So for Egyptian magic, you don't use circles, you just use crystals and power objects. But we'll explain that in another video. So here we've got 2 crystals and the wand, which come with the kit as well, so you get loads of stuff. Now, you've got the dark one and the clear one, and we get a pen. In magic you have pentagrams and Star of Davids, the pentagrams, which you saw on the t-shirt, are there to command the spirit. So with the crystal, if you have it in your hand, the 5 fingers act as the pentagram with a crystal inside it, powering a pentagram. Or in that one, you've got a pentagram for projecting negative torsion field to actually suck it into the triangle of hearts. And for the Star of David, which collects, you have the crystal outside the hand. It's got 6-point symmetry. So the crystal is a hexagram outside the hand, powers the pentacle inside the hand, which comes with the kit. Same Star of David. This one's a double one or triple one, but I'm special. So that's a Star of David outside the hand to use a negative torsion field for collection. So you can actually put the orb in and then use the Star of David in the right hand to push that into the orb, to push the macerated entity down, down, down into Omega Hell to get power. And you do it again and again to iterate. So we'll be going through that as well with the kit. So what we're doing is a basic overlay. So as you can see, you've got the 2 crystals which come with the kit to give you the pentagram and the Star of David, depending upon how you hold them in the hands. Good, eh?
Yeah.
I know. It's wonderful. All came to me in Vietnam in the coffee shop. So it just shows Vietnam's the place. That's why. See? And for Vietnam, I think. Yeah, that's Vietnam. Ta-da, that's China, isn't it? That's Vietnam there. See? Right in the centre. So we've got our Vietnamese Earth t-shirt. And similarly, Colin found from Knights Templar technology, when you link up with the Earth energies, I think we want blue for this. When you link up with the Earth energies, there's our magician in the circle. There we are. You get 4 ley lines coming out to the power spots. So here we've got St Nicholas, which is the ultimate power spot in the whole of England, because it's the stargate for the sexual energy of the country, which used to be the old assemblage point. Blow my nose again, getting a bit cold here. Which is in the delete position. Remember sex, so we're into using the stargate for all the sex, eyes wide shut. In the south, of course, the realm of man. We've got our big monument to man, which is the 360 through the tree.
I-360, yeah, it's over there somewhere. As talked about in previous videos.
In the west, the nearest power spot would be Mary Magdalene's, where I went to school. That's the steeple church.
It's over there somewhere.
Maybe may not through the trees. Yeah. And of course, north. So the power spot north. We go north, 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 north. Big power spot up north. Probably London, actually.
I was thinking of the 7 dials.
No, there's no power spot in the 7 dials. What would be? Let's wander up that way. Wander up. Oh yeah, of course it is. Devil's Dyke.
Devil's Dyke.
Yeah,
Devil's Dyke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what the connections would be if you did magic in the graveyard or for the local public dog park. You must admit it's fun. It's great. I like having non-human hecklers. And coming down, of course, you get the spiritual energy which Colin found, which is optimized magic's 5-dimensional by having crystal circle. And underneath, coming up, are the interdimensional worlds, which we'll talk about in the next video. Now, how do we reach the interdimensional worlds? Remember, there are 7 different universes below of interdimensionals, of which I've travelled in all of them, and you collect energy there, which gives you massive psychic power. According to Don Juan, if you want to do all the really weird magical stuff, you need to collect energy from these interdimensional worlds. Well, of course, then you need a wand. Wands are vital for interdimensional magic. Yeah. So you've got the smaller one, which comes with the kit, and a bigger one, which you can purchase at a seminar. Now, what's special about a wand? Well, a wand allows you to reach the 2 lowest universes of the interdimensional world, which can only be achieved by becoming a tree. So I merged myself with a tree way back in 86. I explained how to merge with inanimate objects, the scalar and time-like vectors brought into the circle, into the middle, using the 007 power. That's in the boring section. But simply put, every wand is automatically merged with you, so you can reach all of the 7 interdimensional universes. And what's important is then you fully get the earth energy line coming up for your magic, which then of course gives you 6 power lines, which links up with your Star of David, and of course the 6th term of the Fibonacci series, which is 8. Hence you see lots of octagonal things, but the octagonal thing stands for the 6, because in magic, 6 Kabbalah stands for the male principle, Vow. Let's look up Vow in the AE8 book, shall we? As you can see, to become a high magician needs a massive amount of knowledge. That's why we're doing 20 films. Without them, of course, you could study a lifetime, and so many of these books are booby-trapped that you'd basically blow yourself apart trying to learn the magic. So as you can see, this is safe and simple. Here we are. Vow, number in gematria is 6. Hearing, and it is the female principle. Sorry, the male principle. That's the female principle. Vow's the male principle. The direction of it is the southeast. So since I'm the embodiment of the Illuminati high magician male principle, where do I live in England? I live in the southeast of England. So of course, if you want to be the Illuminati queen, then of course you need to live in the northeast. And who of the A-listers after Madonna lives in the northeast of America? East Coast, North, New York. Which one of them lives in New York? Taylor Swift.
There you go.
So as you see, magic is predestined.
Yeah.
It just fits a plan. So Taylor is living in New York, where you have to live if you are going to be the Illuminati queen. It's brilliant. I love this magic stuff. And I was born in Brighton, which of course is where Aleister Crowley was cremated. In 1947. He was the lower Clipothic Kabbalistic tree, which has 10 Sephiroth. So 10 years later, for the upper Sephiroth, 1957, you get me born. So as you can see, he was the Klipothic, which is the negative Kabbalistic tree 007, and I'm the positive 007. So you can see everything's predestined according to magic. Why? Because sea space and hell space, which manifest the real world, are controlled by this stuff. So all of the Illuminati wannabe queens who live in LA are all fucked. Madonna had a place in Manhattan, New York, see? And she lost all her power when she came to Britain and married Guy Ritchie, who took her to the cleaners, see? So the Illuminati queen has to live in New York, not all the time, but you know, that's her permanent home, in order to gain the power. Why America? Well, because America is in the West for addition technology, and across the sea, Great Britain for deletion technology. And the two of them together give you the death force 0, which gives you 100% reality. See? So as you can see, if we have Taylor in New York, me in Brighton with my place, the two together give you the Illuminati 100%. So if you look at a me video where she wants to ascend up the tower, bring down the Shekinah, that's the rainbow torrent, etc., etc., one can see her mission statement, which is to become the Illuminati Queen in the me video. And she of course, wearing the green, which is the green line, etc., etc. So it's just full of stuff. So if you think this is something I've made up, you simply have no idea about Hollywood and the A-listers and the elite, because it's all in their video. Now, to finish off, because we're finishing now, the wand is then used to link up with the interdimensional world and forms the Octonian grid, because you've got 7 universes of dark matter and one of real, which gives you the Octonian. That's a complex number, and it produces the Octonian grid, which is basically, think of it like a grid. I know I'm doing this wrong, but it's just a mathematical grid of how to multiply octonians, which makes a grid, and that holds the magic. So the magic you've collected in the orb can then be collected in the wand and used to make and power magic spells, which we'll do in the next video, how to make magic spells. And you can of course roll it back, roll the orb back, of course with the left hand. You then have the orb in your left pocket, and you can use the orb to power the magic in your Octonian grid. Think of it like a net full of the magic, and then you can use the wand to release the magic into pre-prepared spells you've made, which you then of course can put in the triangle of art on whoever you want to put the magic spell on, which is another story. And that's the end. So